So this is a really great discussion question and super relevant because this has been a question for me um, that I've tried to answer my whole career, and especially because I despise Canvas's functionality of a discussion board. Unless facilitated otherwise, Canvas discussion boards become a place where people write academic essays rather than having a discussion, right? And as Jin mentioned earlier, he said something like, I'd hate to think of our exploration as post-submitted and I'm done type of deal. But many times this is exactly what happens, and I see this, I observe this in my own students because it's really hard to pitch in if you're not there at the right time, because it's likely that you'll post and then come a day later and the conversation had sailed on, or maybe no one had responded to you. And, and I think that also one of the issues of Canvas's functionality is that, these discussion posts become these really long scrolling format where it takes you a really a long time to actually read them and then respond. So I think it really does take out the authenticness of having a regular discussion as we would in person. Which brings me to using social media as a substitute of a learning management system or Canvas. And I've always wondered whether Facebook might be a good social media platform in lieu or in supporting of an LMS. So I think that one way you can do this is if you created a private Facebook group for the class. And I've definitely seen teachers do this before. And in regards to Chow's framework, I think Facebook, if you're using Facebook, you're also using your social profile. So I think that if I were to ask my adult learners that we're going to be using a social media platform rather than a Canvas, they might be hesitant to say, yes, I'll join in. And I think that does create some type of barrier for you to engage. I think this idea of sharing your social life, your pictures of your kids or family, your college life, all these really personal things that belong on your social media account is now being exposed not only to your fellow classmates, but also your instructor. So I think that's also something that you might want to think about if I would be using Facebook. I think that would kind of keep me from using a Facebook group. So another thing about Chow's framework is this idea that it's supposed to be a strong support for creating and sharing one's thoughts, projects, and this idea of having a informal mentorship as well as a sense of social connection. And I think Facebook would do really, really well in that area because it is a platform that even very mature adult learners are on, and it's also very user-friendly on your phone. I think it's a really great way for people to stay engaged, and there's no need for you to log into your TC portal, go to the Canvas course, and there's not that many steps to get you to that place where you want to engage and jump into the discussion. I also think that the features that Facebook allows you to like and share and have private messages and all these things, it also allows for an easier, more seamless type of discussion. And even though, typically online courses are asynchronous, you can also be very synchronous. There's a lot more opportunities for you to be synchronous because a lot more people are on Facebook all the time than they are on Canvas. So I think that Facebook might work. But I do have some concerns about the privacy and the security of a Facebook, of using Facebook as an LMS. So I think that a good solution might be using LMS, because I think another situation would be that you might need some type of structure when you're creating a course or when you're running a course. And I think people would like that type of structure, especially if it is an online environment. So using a Canvas for, storing lessons and assignments or what have you, and then using Facebook group as a way to create the sense of community might work really well. Maybe I'll even try it next semester. Who knows? But this is a great discussion, and I think I'm thoroughly enjoying reading everyone's posts. Thanks.